For the historical record, members of the NDP cabinet and backbench are today calling MPNP applicants liars for speaking out about the treatment they've received at the hands of this immigration and labour minister. They have closed ranks around their minister, leaving MPNP applicants out in the cold. If that's not divisive, I don't know what is. Will the minister stop threatening MPNP applicants today?
The Honourable Deputy Premier.
Honourable Speaker, since coming into this role as the Minister for Health, it has been an absolute honour and privilege to invest in increasing capacity for folks to work in our healthcare system. Internationally educated healthcare workers have been living in Manitoba for many years. They've never had a government the past 7.5 years who had any interest in addressing the barriers that kept them out of joining our healthcare system. Our government is doing that work. We're doing that work in the Department of Health, the Department of Immigration, EDIT, NR, and others as well. We're going to make sure that if you are an internationally educated healthcare worker, you have a home in healthcare here in Manitoba.
The Honourable Member for Roblin on a supplementary question.
I'd like to quote again from the same document that my colleague tabled earlier. I have confirmed that I, as well as other international students, have received threats from the Minister of Labour and Immigration threatening to stop the drawing of MPNP if we protest again before May. The minister says that these folks are liars. Will the minister stand up today and acknowledge their role in this mess? Honourable Speaker, there are no games here, and contrary to comments made by the Minister of Environment earlier today,
I would urge the members of this House to ask more pertinent questions that Manitobans are concerned about.
These are incredibly pertinent questions to a huge number of Manitobans. I'll quote again from the same document tabled earlier. During their talks, the minister shouted at them and even slapped the table and said, "How dare they challenge her like that?" In public, she says, "Welcome to friendly Manitoba, as long as you keep your mouth shut regarding their mismanagement of the program." Will the NDP stop politically interfering in the provincial nominee program today? Yes or no?
Today in the House, we again tabled additional documents corroborating the accusations that the Minister of Labour and Immigration threatened hopeful newcomers in Manitoba. In a direct letter from one of these individuals, they confirmed international students have received threats from the Minister of Immigration and Labour. The transcript we tabled also confirmed, quote, there would be consequences for further protests, end quote. This builds on the letter we tabled last week and the MLA for Tyndall Park's confirmation that she received similar correspondence. Yet the NDP is still refusing to take accountability for the actions of the Labour and Immigration Minister's abuse of power. In fact, as you'll have seen today in question period, they are still actively denying the accounts being brought forward from the international community.